Welcome to day 1584 of What Shift to Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of businesses and back and forth again. Today we're talking about the bottom line concerning financial topics. What is the most concerning financial topic to you right now? It's different for each of us, but I'm asking in the annual challenge today because I want to know, so I make sure that we cover the topics that are of most concern to everyone involved in the challenge. And that means asking other people too, because sometimes people won't speak up and say what's on their mind or what they've got little niggling concerns about in the back of their mind. Me, I have never really thought about inflation before, but inflation is currently a concern of mine. And so I'm saying, what am I going to do to increase my income in order to combat the effect of inflation? Because we're having some crazy inflation right now. And I will admit that there have been probably few, if any, times in my past that I've ever even considered thoughts about inflation. So that's one for me personally, but there's all different topics. Identity theft, credit repair, bad credit, debt, investments, how to invest, savings for retirement, all different topics related to finances. And I want to make sure that we're touching on the most important ones to the group. So we talked about what are financial concerns. And then for Supersize Your Business, our related idiom was for finances this month was bottom line. So I drew this great little graphic backwards. I have to write backwards for the Android technology that I use. And shared, okay, in the 1960s, which means my entire life, corporations, American corporations, came up with the idea of and the term bottom line to describe. So the most important thing is the line at the bottom of the financial statements that says whether you're making a profit or a loss. And so bottom line, this is what we're doing. Bottom line, this is the result we're getting. Bottom line means the final result or the most important consideration of a situation, activity, a project, a discussion. So if you're in a meeting and you're talking about and going around the room talking about a particular topic, usually the department head or the leader or someone in the group will summarize and say, so the bottom line is, and then they'll summarize the most important points of the discussion in the topic that we're talking about. At least that's in my meetings, that's what we do, because we want to make sure at the end of the discussion, we're all on the same page and we're all understanding or have the same perspective about what is going to happen moving forward, right? That's how we build expectations. That's how we make sure that we're communicating and understanding one another. So the bottom line can appear and apply to financial statements, but it can also apply to different type of situations or activities or discussions or all kinds of things. If I say the bottom line is, this is what I think about this, or this is what we're going to do, that means that's the most important thing. Whenever I hear bottom line, my ears perk up and I automatically pay attention and listen because somebody is telling me what's most important to them. What's more important? What's most important to them or what's most important to me? It's always what's most important to them, right? Unless I'm working on my own personal goals and objectives and business and things, then what's important to me matters. But otherwise, if I'm working with someone else, it's always what is most important to them. What do things mean to them? I've been on this kick for about 10 years now about definitions and reality and perception and what things mean and different ways of looking at things and how we see things and see the world and our reality. That means my reality and then your reality and everybody else's reality, because we all see things from a slightly different perspective. I talk about this often is, 50 people can witness something and there'll be 50 different perspectives because people are standing in different spots. They have different literal physical points of view, but they also will see things differently based on their own past experiences, their own current mental state of mind, etc. There's so many variables involved in things. Sometimes it's hard to imagine and hard to grasp complexity, but really life is super simple. Human beings are pretty much the same creatures they've been for centuries, right? The things that motivate us and drive us are the same things that have motivated and driven us for all of humanity. And they're going to continue to be for probably millennia to come. So understanding it, there's people that will always make things really, really complicated. And then there's people that have the ability to simplify them. Guess who people like to follow more? People that have the ability to explain and simplify things, or to put things in a frame of reference that we can understand, right? I love people that will have, okay, this is my framework for looking at this. It's why I use the life framework that I learned decades ago from Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and the gang, because it took life, which I considered at the time extremely complex and hard to manage, and it put it in a framework I could understand. Okay, well, if I put my physical concerns, my mental concerns, my emotional concerns, my financial concerns, my relationship concerns, or areas and aspects of my life into their own little buckets, I didn't have them all meshing together in a way that made them feel unmanageable, right? Or uncontrollable, or outside of my control. It gave me a modicum of frame or reference or control over things that seem super duper complicated. And they're really not, right? We can make life, and I work with businesses, and I was the same way. We can make business really, really complicated and hard, or we can boil it down to the few things that are really important, and we can focus on those, right? We can focus on a million things, or we can focus on the 5 things that really matter, right? I say, let's focus on the 5 things that really matter, or 3 or 1 or 2 or whatever it is for you. Let's focus on them and getting them right. And when we get them right, let's automate them. Then let's see what else comes up that needs our attention or needs us to pay attention to it, because it's the bottom line, most concerning thing right now. So that's what I'm thinking about today. So bottom line, and then financial topics, concerning financial topics, to make sure that we cover the things that are important. And then tomorrow we are actually going to, I didn't share this in the group, but we're going to talk about our financial lifeline. I realized that we need to ensure and make sure that every month we're hitting on the lifeline exercise and adding that area and aspect of our life to our overall lifeline, because it helps us to see the relationships. It helps us to find the bottom line. Okay, when I do this, when I feel this way, when I think this way, when I physically do this thing, this is how it impacts my relationships, or this is how it impacts my finances. And we'll start to see patterns and correlations. And that's what this challenge is, the annual challenge, is all about. It is about getting to know ourselves better so that we can become and always be becoming a better version of ourselves. It's, it's the BU 365-day challenge, which means we're never going to be done. It's really interesting. I like to have challenges and finite time challenges. So I've done 5-day, 10-day, 30-day, 40-day, 90-day, year. This is my 5th year in a row that I've done an annual challenge. And I like to do annual challenges. Why? Because I proved to myself that I can break down something that I want to make a big impact on in my life into little tiny daily pieces and have a huge impact on that area of my life without feeling like it's a whole separate project that I have to do for my life. So I used that to stretch my comfort zone so that I'd actually do videos. I used it to feel more fun, more joy, more happiness, more love in my life in different years of the past. And this year and all of that has been to get to know myself better, to become a continually improving version of myself, right? So this year it made sense that this is the year. And 22 is, geez, it's as crazy a year as 21 and 20 were almost. Not quite, but almost. So, and in some ways more so. So it's important that we have things that we can do to make us feel better about always making progress toward what we want. Always be moving toward becoming what it is that we want. And so that's part of why I'm so adamant about the annual challenge. And annual challenges, why? Because guess what? 99% of the population isn't ever going to do something every day to make their life better. I hate to say that, but statistics show that only about 1 to 5% of the population is ever going to do an annual challenge. So why do I do annual challenges? Because I want to be in that 1 to 5% of the population, right? I want to do the things that other people won't do to get the results and the things in my life that other people won't get because they're not willing to be consistent or commit or put the effort required in to create what it is that they want. I want to help other people to do the same, because I think that sometimes we just need a little push, a little confidence and belief that we can do, be, have, and create whatever it is that we want. All right. That means if I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, Friday tomorrow already. Where do the weeks go? And fill you in on just kind of what we're working on, what I'm doing. All right. Any questions? Ask. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.